Today I looked outside. Well, today I looked outside and the smoke from Canada was all the way to the ground. And I'm going,
We're
oh my
about to be
God.
we're about to be live, FYI.
Uh-oh. How can we be on time like that?
I mean, we're 2 minutes early. I don't know about your clock.
Oh,
Got someone from Mexico. Hi from Mexico. What's up, peeps?
Oh,
How many
man.
people are in there? Doesn't say right now. Oh, 434.
Really?
They're all waiting. They're all waiting. That was like there before we even got in. Now it's starting to pop in some more. 510.
We're not live yet, though, right?
Georgia, Sydney, Oregon, Australia, Canada, Michigan, Shasta, California, North Dakota, Arizona, Costa Mesa, California. Can't keep up. It's going too fast. Wilmington, North Carolina, Seattle, Idaho, Texas, Toronto, Canada. I can't keep up. It's going nuts. Mexico, another Mexico, Michigan, Fresno, Hawaii.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Wow. It's going that fast. It's all over the place.
Florida. Someone says Florida. Got one of my Florida peeps in here. Minnesota, don't you know? Yeah. West Virginia, Ohio, New Zealand, Scotland. Yosemite. Was not expecting to say that. Yosemite. Okay. Just pouring in. Ontario, New York, Alberta, Spain, Maine, Michigan, Chicago, moving to Florida in 2024. Somebody just said, I barely caught that. Jersey Shore. Dirty Jersey in the house. What's up? Miami, Florida. Sorry about the heat down there because I was just down there recently in the Keys, flew down to the Keys just briefly and went to Marathon Key, got out, ate lunch, and then got back in and flew home. But the amount of stinking humidity, I mean, yeah, it's hot, first of all. And switch out of the screen here. It's hot, first of all. And then you have land, little strip of land down in the Keys, and then ocean that way, ocean that way, ocean that way.
It's a sauna. Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I just got out here, you know, outside of Tampa to go fly there. So we got in, you know, the plane. And I know it's hot already, you know, whatever, but it was a quick flight down there. And we got out and we were like looking at each other going, wow, it's a notch or two more insane heat factor down here. So luckily they had our courtesy car. We were able to go just to snatch that up and go eat lunch. And it was just a quick little test flight is what we were doing. So we had to go somewhere that was decently far. And that's what we chose. So that was cool. But man, you called a few times now earlier this year, when we were doing some live streams, JC, me, you, whatever. And you said, you know, you were initially before we even did the streams, you were telling me like, yo, wait, Florida's good. You know, you were talking about me like, hey, it's gonna be hot down there. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a really hot summer this time. I go, oh, you know, okay. Right now it's real beautiful outside, and it was spring and winter and all this crap. You're like, wait till summer rolls around. There's gonna be some problems. And man, that freaking heat wave or whatever they want to call it, that was, you know, mostly around Texas. They were breaking records over there, over 100 degrees, well into the 100, like 107, 109, I think maybe. Like man,
I heard they broke 120 in the South.
There was something, I don't know if it was the actual temp or the feels like 120 temp, because I was looking at some of that stuff for Texas, unless it was not in Texas, but they were saying, oh, 1936, you know, it was this hot. And so we tied that record and broke another or something. So in like 1974. So, you know, again, climate change, 1936. No. And you keep saying something about the crossing of a planet or the planets.
Yeah.
It's just affecting everything. So, you know, we see these morons. Who was it over there in the EU? I didn't think it was Macron, was it? It was one of those idiots. You know, it looked like it was on a game show. Yeah, a little big red button. Press the button. 3, 2, 1. This is the climate change button in 6 years, starting right now. And I'm just not seeing them really gaining too much with this. I think, we're seeing it all right now. We're seeing their agenda, but I just don't see it fully happening because of the amount of people waking up and the things that I have been seeing, such as, which we may get into, maybe we want to get into right now, I don't know. George Soros is laying off 40% of their employees, mainly with their big conglomeration of what they've always used to have influencers and change the social, I don't want to say social media per se, but the society, their views, and we're going to cut 40%. So if they're winning, they want to be with winners. Do you cut 40% if progress is good and everything's great? No, not in my opinion, anyways. And you told me, well, you may have made it public. I think you might have made it public about George Soros and something like that. So he's stepping aside all of a sudden. Isn't it interesting? Recently, when I say recently, within 2 months, about 2 months ago, there was this thing that came out. Oh, George Soros is he may be gone, and then immediately he comes out on his Twitter. I've heard that they said I was dead. No, I'm alive. A guy like that would actually respond to such nonsense on Twitter? No.
You think he can even type?
Right, exactly. So that happened just about 2 months ago, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, he's gonna step aside now. His son's gonna take over. But if he's still alive and well, why is his son taking over right now? I mean, the guy's like almost effing 100 years old. I mean, what? So I think there's some things behind the scenes, maybe not too many people are really seeing because it's not on the news, that may be some good signs that, hey, yeah, that person's gone. Oh, that person's going away. And again, firing 40% of the people that work for you. And we know who George Soros is. He's the biggest guy behind all of the crap we're dealing with on this planet for the most part, as far as funding and stuff goes. So, interesting times.
What's that song? Another One Bites the Dust?
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah.
All of these people that are in political positions, and they've come out, they don't care now because this is the end game. This is it. There's not really much more that they can do except for the extreme things that are going to happen. And, everybody has been in a rush to get control of everything. And they know, and I'm going to say it again, the crossing of the planets with an S. All right. It's not planet. They always said planets. So it's one large, I believe it's the second sun. Okay. But there's many things that are orbiting it. Do you remember? God, time flies. I think it was maybe 2 years ago, maybe even farther. Do you remember where they shut down in the United States a very large telescope? And they said they shut the whole thing down.
Yeah, that was in New Mexico. Sunburst or Sun something, New Mexico.
Yeah, shut down the whole town because somebody was looking at porno.
Yeah.
Now, everything we know about that dirty crowd, does that make sense?
Nope.
Now, do you also remember going back where these people were picking up things up in Alaska? They were looking at them, they said maybe they're orbs or something. They said, but wait a second, these things are rotating. And one of them looked like the planet, like the Death Star. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then all of a sudden that disappears. And I think a lot of it is these, I'll just call them planetoids, are coming in and out, and they are affecting everything. Our weather systems are going to get far worse. All right, we're seeing it happening by the end of the summer. I think people will be very, very shocked. I think within a couple of weeks that people are going to see more atmospheric things that they're just going to say, there's no way. Actually, I think, didn't it happen last week or something? Another tornado on top of another mountain.
I didn't catch that one. If
Yeah.
I've been seeing some big ones that have been posted on Twitter, but I didn't catch
Yeah.
that one.
I think this one was in Wyoming that happened like last week or something. It could have been 2 weeks. I'm not sure. And again, these things are virtually impossible. So we're about to see things that, people are going to say, whoa. So as you know, Joe, I showed you around my yard, I don't know, it was a couple of days ago. And I've been having trees taken down in the back of my property. Anything that can land in my house, I'm having removed. All right. Because I know what's heading my way. And I'm just trying to prepare. It's kind of like listening to Cliff on his little, I don't know what you call Substacks. That man is always doing something. He's always preparing. And that's all that we can do is prepare for these things. People that are in these areas that are getting devastated by heat. I hope that they have their generators so they can run their air conditioners, the fans, and things like that. But, we're all going to be dealing with different types of things. And this is going to speed up even more. All right. I mean, the things that are happening. Now, I also want to bring forth, because I think there's a couple questions on it. The last little short live stream we did, and it was really about a vision that I had.
Yeah, another Russia
thing. Okay, with the Bears. Okay, that has not happened yet. All right, that has not happened yet. But I really believe we're going to see it happening very, very quickly. I know I've been reading a lot of people in Europe and in those areas, and Europe is going to separate. Okay, NATO is going to separate. The fires are going to continue. I wish I could tell people out there that, France will all heal up and everything will be normal. No. And if the bear situation happens like that vision, then we're about to see an escalation that will probably be shocking to all of us. Now, on the other hand, in my heart of hearts, I still believing that we'll have some sort of an intervention. I really do. Okay. What has to happen first for this to occur? That one I don't know. And all I could say is that people need to keep busy right now, enjoy life, enjoy the time, but also trying to get things accomplished. Button up a few things, whatever they may be where you are. The cities in the United States are going to be in flames. Not all of them, but we're seeing it everywhere. And now we're also seeing no-go zones, right? Remember we talked about that about 2 years ago. I said, this is going to happen. All right. People around the world are fed up and they're awakening so rapidly, and they're realizing that what their controllers are doing to them, and they're losing it. So what we see in France is going to be a contagion and continue. And, these countries are going to be really pissed off with NATO and the West at the way that they push what they have, because none of this had to happen. None of it.
Yeah, Macron's over there watching, what's his name? Crocodile Rock, as I said, Elton John, and his final farewell tour while his country's, completely burning, riots.
Don't you understand? That's Macron's farewell tour.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it is going to be for a lot of politicians here in the United States and across the world. It's a worldly thing, and people are rising up and they're taking their planet back, and they're saying enough is enough. And it's happening in front of us. I remember the phrase that they had said to me was, this will be the summer of change.
I remember that. You said that here a few times.
Yeah, and I kind of chuckled at it. Sometimes I'm a little foolish with spirit, and then they kind of like, no, we're telling you, and this is worldwide. So We adapt the best we can. There's so many changes happening every day that it's remarkable. The stuff that you send me over, okay, and you show me, and I just chuckle. There goes another one. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a coincidence. And you just have to smile. Like you say, it's a movie, right?
Yep.
You know, and the revelations that we understand is a script. And there's many people here who are trying to follow that script and make it happen. Okay. But unfortunately for them, they're literally going to be on the hot seat. So I just, what the hell do you do? So I had sun yesterday, Joe. Yep. Of course,
Sun your balls like Cliff High says, or no?
That you couldn't see it because of the smoke. But I reached a balmy 72 degrees yesterday.
You know how when you would call me and it's winter and you're freezing your balls off and you're like, hey, man.
Oh, you bust my chop.
And I'm like, oh, I'm out here in a t-shirt and shorts. And you're like, oh, my God. And here I am sweating my balls off. And you're like, that's 72 over here. 72.
No,
98.
That was why the sun was behind the smoke. Today, no, we're in the low 60s.
Jeez. Yeah, you win some, you lose some, I guess. But
well, you were busting my balls all winter. How's everything going? And then I let you look out my door and you go, oh my God.
Yeah, snow everywhere. Everything's covered.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even want to show you what I'm looking at. Like, geez, it's nice and springtime here. The weather's great. I'm in a t-shirt.
So the other day, I YouTube Joe, and he calls his kid. You want to see Santa?
Oh, yeah.
And I start laughing. He's hiding. I said, Joe, you want to see what I have to deal with? The reindeer up here. They're taking over.
There were some out there.
I go out in my yard and I start yelling at the deer, and they just look, Santa, what the hell's wrong with you? It's like they make fun of me. So I go out farther, and I'm so close, and Joe's watching. He says, holy shit, there's another one. I could reach out and slap him across the head. If all of you here, man gets killed by deer, I'll have these prints on my forehead. They get mean.
Yeah, sorry, no Christmas this year. Santa got taken out by one of his reindeer.
None whatsoever. I'm fending off my property. I go, oh my God, you got all the woods to eat.
Yeah, and they run off and they stop and they look back. They're like,
yeah.
And you're like, I see you. Don't even try it, you little bastard.
Yeah, you saw me. I said, you don't think I see you? And he's like, looking at me. I said, get out of here. He gives me the paw.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm going to eat all your flowers and everything that's up there.
Unbelievable. It's like you have a whole forest to enjoy, but oh no, we love the shit Woo Dude bros.
Someone's singing you a song. Woo woo got run over by a reindeer.
Absolutely. I have attitude up here. These guys, I just get out of here. And they'll go, it's like, come on, man. I know you weren't sure of believing it until I put you on live and say, yeah. Joe, look at what the hell I'm dealing with. I'm out there with my little cane.
We have to take a quick little break. So after this live stream at 8:00, I'm going to actually go on with JC and his two girls, Janine and Julie, I guess, or Mason or whatever, Julie, after this. But I've got to give a quick plug. Canada Day and Independence Day annual sale, baby. 50% panic to own crypto crash courses, beyondmystic.net. 3 days only from July 1st to July 4th. And wait, there's another one. There's 50% off on Insider Access Pass membership, beyondmystic.net.
You're very good at you're good at commercials. I like that.
Sunday. Buy the whole seat. You only need the edge.
Yeah.
Woo Dude Live getting ran over by a reindeer.
Hey, I didn't even threaten the little bastards. I whisper, I says, I love venison. And they still look at me like, you got to make my day. Oh, what can you do? You know, but
And I should throw our own I gotta throw our own plugs in there. If you guys want a reading with Woo Dude, just go to woodude.com. And Julianne, as well as Woo Dude, are there if you want to get a reading from either of those two fantastic psychic mediums. And I know from experience in the woo that was cast upon me. But yeah, he's got some openings, I'm sure, somewhere out there. You know, they book up and then they'll have some openings. They book up and then some openings. And then my own Patreon site, patreon.com/JSnip4. You want to just basically support me, support my work, read some of my crypto woo stuff I get from dreams and Woo Dude sometimes and whatnot. Because that's kind of my job, bros. I quit the old 9 to 5, so to speak. I guess it's been over 2 years now, and you know, so it's like that's my jam right now. But it's all good, everything's good. But anyway, so we've got these forest fires that started in Canada all at the same time, roughly. Someone tracked that and goes, "Hey, that's interesting. There's pretty spread out, and there's a lot of them. I mean, there's hundreds, and like half of the hundreds were somehow started at the same time, and they came down this way. You know, even by you had some smoke things, you know, issues there too.
it's real. Yeah. Yeah.
And you just said something that I don't know who else said this. It might have been in one of the remote viewing things I just watched a couple of days ago from crypto viewing, where they do their monthly outlook or whatever. And I don't know if it was Dick or one of the other guys. I don't remember, but they said, you know, if you're hoping this is like, oh, the fires, you know, when they burn out, that's it. There's probably gonna be some more. So just be aware. And you just said that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know you don't watch anything that they do, really anybody. You know, you don't like to pollute your own psychic abilities and stuff.
I'm polluted enough. So,
Yeah.
you know, the fires are going to increase everywhere in that respect. And the understanding that I'm getting from it, that a lot of these things are occurring because of the energies that the sun's hitting our planet and it's being interfered with. All that energy is going into our planet, and it's doing something to basically all the lava and everything that's around the planet, and it's coming up closer to the surface in a lot of areas. So in turn, I really believe we're going to see a lot more fires all over the place. I don't think it's going to be something that they'll be able to contain, and I think this will be a new norm for a while until, you know, the situations change. But you know, when I have warned enough people about, you know, the changes in the weather patterns, that's just going to be ridiculous. And I've been hearing, I heard somebody sent me something from one of the weather guys out there, but I guess our oceans are, the Atlantic, we'll say, is 3 degrees warmer than what it's supposed to be right at this normal time. And there's other areas of the planet that they're even warmer than that. So understand that's going to change all the storms. It's going to change everything. Very, very dramatic, but it isn't because of you and I. You know, the humans on this are the cow farts.
Right.
You know, it's because of what's happening up there. It is what it is. You know, and I remember when I took those pictures, you know, when you get things like that from spirit, you know, Joe, or visions or dreams, you think they're all going to happen right then and there.
Yeah.
Right then and there. And it's not. It's like you look at through a window of time. But the thing is kind of the way Cliff does it back in the old days, that if you see this happen, well, this is going to happen right after it. They kind of give us seasons. At least that's what they do with me, where, you know, this is going to happen during a season, but you start seeing certain things happening. It's kind of like the city's on fire, and for whatever reason, that'll be timed with something happens with the cards that people use, from credit cards to what they get through social services.
And they're talking about
And
shutting the internet down on France, I think today or tomorrow or something.
well, they don't
You know.
want us to know what's happening over there.
Yep.
But it's gonna spread.
Yeah, this
It's
is
gonna go
different. Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah. And again, they've pushed, it's kind of like when you're talking about poking the bear. When you strip people of everything, and including their humility, and they have nothing, what do you think that they're going to do?
Yep.
Do you think they're going to let you sit up in your beautiful house and go listen to music without the John and do whatever you want? Shit's over.
Yeah.
And that shit isn't going to fly here in the United States. It's over. These people are not going to be going places. Look what happened after the T-Man, and we had the senator or congressperson for
What, Schiff recently?
everybody booed him right off the stage.
Oh yeah, that was who was that? His wife even.
What the hell's his name?
Not oh God, what is his name? They'll say it this chat. Lindsey Graham.
Okay. And everybody booed him off. And here's a man who verbally, live, people heard him, and we got to watch it, say that it's the best money I ever spent killing other human beings.
Yeah.
Which happened to be Russia. What kind of person is that?
Yep.
And these are the people with everything that's going on in our government. And we all know what it is. But yet we have groups of people up there that are hiding this stuff. Don't you think that everybody out here in the United States know who you are? Do you actually think when shit goes down, I know I wouldn't want to go home. People are fed up. You can't even bring your kids shopping, in downtown anymore.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Without worrying about something happening to them. What, last night, 30 people were shot? Was that
Maryland.
Yep. Can you imagine that? And that's in our country.
And that happens all the time in Chicago.
Yeah. Now that's Baltimore. And the thing is what do you think has arrived here in our country from south of the border and north of the border? Let's be serious here. Okay. We know what's here. The armies are here. Understand that. So what we're watching in these other countries are absolutely going to happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it was Lindsey Williams or someone initially before him. There was like a pastor guy, something Wilkerson or something. He mentioned
Dave Wilkerson.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, David Wilkerson.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep, and it's going to happen in Europe first, and you'll have 2 weeks to get your money out of the bank or whatever before it comes here. And again, they're talking about shutting the internet down in France, and under the guy said, well, you shut the internet down. How do credit card machines work?
Yeah.
They back in the day, they used to have a dial-up modem, like that was state-of-the-art technology. Now it's just, you got an internet connection. Yeah. Plug it into your router, or it's Wi-Fi even. Oh, it still needs an internet. So how does that work?
Right.
So, and again, that happens over there. He said, you had about 2 weeks or so, or a few weeks, whatever it was, to get your shit in order here because it was going to come here next into, the United States. So this is why all these times we've always do these videos, we're always telling people, have some cash, have some crypto, have some precious metals, have a food storage, if you can afford the generator thing, that's a great thing to have too. because there's absolutely going to be blackouts. I mean, with all these sun changes that are happening, this weird stuff, as Cliff would call it, weird energies from space that his data picked up on so long ago.
Yeah.
You're going to have days. I mean, when it gets so hot, transformer blows, something blows, and maybe more than they expected. And they're like, wow, this wasn't even from a storm. Or, like in Florida, a hurricane will do it, or tornado or something. If you live where those are, they'll knock transformers out, of course. But I'm thinking, we're going to have that stuff because of the weather problems. Plus, we have a heat, which is still weather, a heat problem, but we not had this problem with the heat causing things to fail, substations or something to fail.
Right.
And then, okay, hopefully you got a generator to run the rest of the day or for a couple days or whatever, a few days. And you end up getting one. You got a nice Generac, I think, with propane. So, you're set.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went the
Actually,
diesel route.
when you called me and I brought your live stream outside, my generator turned on. We lost power during this.
It wasn't even it wasn't raining in the area at that time, though, was it?
Yeah, it was, but lightly, very lightly.
What do you think knocked it out?
When you called, it was like in between. Like we get massive storms that go through, and then you might get calmness for an hour or two, and then you get it again. It's like, right when you called, yeah, I lost power, and I said, man, oh man, thank you, Spirit, for making me get off my ass and get a Generac, which is automatic versus me out there trying to hand pull it, But yeah, and I want to be cutting down all these trees. Okay.
Did you cut them down? Did you finish? Did that guy finish?
No, the weather's so bad. You can't be out there with chainsaws. There's so much water out there. It's too dangerous.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just read the reports. We have rain and thunder showers all the way till next Monday or next Tuesday. Not this Monday and Tuesday, the following Monday and Tuesday. Oh, it's horrendous. Horrendous.
Quick mute button press. Gotta love it.
I'm impressed with your ability to
so
press
you don't hear me blowing everyone's eardrums out.
Oh my God.
Now you mentioned what's that?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So you mentioned, I think maybe on the last live stream, or I might have been the one before that I think you had mentioned, I bought some more Bitcoin Cash, or you mentioned something about getting Bitcoin Cash.
Oh yeah, Bitcoin Cash.
And that son of a bitch just gone up like 200%.
Yeah.
Well, none of the other, Bitcoin was up, 15% or something, and some of the other coins are up a decent amount too. But Bitcoin Cash was like on its own kind of epic journey.
But I told you before it did. I had a hankering. I said Bitcoin Cash, but I had bought a bunch at $97, right about that price. Maybe 97 to 100. And then, I just says, I gotta grab some more. So I sold my ADA and I put it all into Bitcoin Cash, and then we were talking. I said, what do you think of that? And then it goes up even more the next day. Woo! I went, I like that.
Yeah. That's it's done quite well. I mean, it's kind of led the pack. More than just led the pack, because it was not just leading by a little bit. It was up a lot.
Oh, there's more to go on it too. Yeah, I didn't lick my ice cream on it yet, and I'm one to lick. Pretty quickly. No. That's just sitting there, and I'm going. It's got more to run, so I'm gonna take advantage of it until I get that hinkling. When I get that woolly across me, then I'll zip some of it out. Whatever I had invested, I'll take out, and I'll just leave that on the side, because I know we're on the verge of some really heavy shit right here. And it's exciting, but for the crypto end of it. And it's like, this has to do with silver, all the precious metals and the cryptos. It's like a lotus blossom like this. And it's all going to come together all at the same time. It's just going to go from certain things that'll be happening everywhere. And didn't the Fed coin supposed to come out?
And I don't know about the coin per se, but the FedNow system's supposed to go live here in the next day or two.
Okay, because I thought it was July 1st it was supposed to. So what happens there?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
It's just like, honestly, it's just probably like someone saying, well, we've upgraded our system of whatever to this other platform. It kind of still operates the same. So they're fed now. Again, they're trying to go digital. So that's the whole key here, go digital, which leads to crypto and such. But it's not that on day
Yeah,
one, there's this crypto coin.
but our dollar's already been digital. It's been digital pretty much forever, you know? And I know so many people are so concerned. Well, they can shut your account off. Yeah, well, they do that to your bank. it's a,
Yeah,
it's all relative, but this is why it's part of having more than one option,
that's
right?
right.
That's the key. So whatever is thrown at you, that you can adapt and move around to get through this until most of the dominoes are falling. I think this is going to take a while. There's going to be so many strange things, but I also believe that a lot of people are going to be able to make some good money here. But I said to one person the other day, I was reading, I said, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do when you go lick your ice cream? What are you going to do with it? Right? What are you going to do with it? You're gonna go put it in the bank? You know? So I think a lot of people out there that when you have this ability to grab things, you should already know what your shopping list is, and take advantage of it. Whatever your needs are, whatever they may be. Maybe it's your kids to help them out, whatever it is. But don't wait for all the euphoria and everything going crazy, and then you try to make that decision because you won't be thinking right. How many times have we seen that?
Oh yeah.
Lick your ice cream. No, 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 it's still going up. All right. How'd that work out?
Yeah.
You know, you played it.
You told me, you said sell that theta, do
That
what
was
you
hard.
promised your wife, just do what you promised her. And yeah, it's gonna go higher, whatever, but just do it. Get that out of the way. Spirit will give it back to you. And I'm like, yeah, all right. So I did it and paid everything off, with the theta, and then watched it go even higher, yeah, into the teens and everything. But and even then, it's my friend Frank at work, old Frank, my old job. It's like $12. I'm like, Frank, sell it, sell some. Oh no, I don't have as much as whatever you or other people. I need more than that. Yeah, okay, all right. That was 75 cents. And when we have our lunches now, which is like recently, man, God, yeah, you're right. I should have sold that, man. Right now, because I'm having problems with my house, I'm having problems getting insurance. It's freaking crazy. It's out of control. I have a claim on my roof. They won't pay it. I got a lawyer involved, and I still have to get insurance. They're going to force me into insurance because I have a mortgage. But if I didn't have a mortgage, I wouldn't have to worry about it because I could just say, you know what, the hell with it, and not get any insurance. And I go, that's me. I don't have it. I don't have insurance anymore because it was effing crazy what they tried to jack mine up to. And I'm talking like over a year ago. When I paid it off shortly after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done. They tried to jack me up then. And he's telling me numbers that he's getting out. I'm going like, $12,000, $13,000, $15,000 for insurance. And I'm like, what did it used to be? Oh, like 1,800.
Yeah.
Gotta
Well,
have it. Now, not have it. If you got a mortgage, they'll force you into it. They'll go get Citizens or whatever in the state of Florida.
well,
Insurance.
you have to have insurance if you have a mortgage. You
Yeah.
have to have it.
Just like a car. Yeah. Well, of course, you got to have full coverage anyways with the car. But yeah, you have to have it. So that's
Right.
another hidden benefit that a lot of people didn't know about. That's like, wow, they're really jacking it up on people like stupid crazy high.
That's
And
because
then
they're
on
going
top of
bankrupt.
it, you're getting the letters. Oh, whatever county, Florida, here's the new outlook for your tax expenses coming up next year. Of course, it's never down, never stays the same, just keeps going up. And the
Right.
gigantic, enormous chunk, education, public school system, which is complete shit. We're stealing this money from you, this gigantic chunk of your property tax. Even if you don't have kids, you don't have kids in school, doesn't matter. Everybody has to pay their fair share. This is what we're taking from you to feed this beast system that you don't even care about, that is useless. So that's getting jacked up. Car rates have been jacked up. House rates are jacked up. But your damn paycheck, for some strange reason, isn't getting jacked up. It may have bumped a little if you're lucky, but it's not getting jacked up to meet all these things. So once again, car repossessions are through the roof. All the numbers that we saw from 2008, housing, all kinds of stuff. We're seeing that. We've been seeing those for the last several months. Like, oh, we beat that record. We're not in a recession, they say, but we beat that number from 2008, 2005, 6, 7, 8. And again, if people lick their damn ice cream, there was a lot of people in that video when I said, I was driving in my truck, I think, and I'm like, hey, if you're willing to say it, I'm curious if you're a millionaire right now, mostly probably due to Theta. And this was when it was like either 8 or 9 or $10 or something. It wasn't 16 yet. It might have been 12, could have been 10.
Let me ask you a question. You got Theta from Michelle White Dove.
Yeah.
All right. I remember all that. How much should you actually buy it for? And all these other people buy it at that time.
Most of us
wasn't even in it.
Yeah. Most of us at that time, it was around 12, 13 cents. And it stayed there, just moving a little bit for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And then it went up to maybe 18 or 21 time and then came back down to 15. Then we had this nice dumpage occur. And then it brought it down to 5 cents. 5 cent Theta. But I'd already accumulated so much then. I'm like, there's other stuff I was buying. I'm like, I'll buy this other stuff. Of course, again, hindsight 2020, seeing that it was 5 cents and went to $16. Could you imagine how much Theta you could have bought at 5 cents? And then again, $8, 10, 12. But the amount of people that replied in that video, in the comments, I'm a millionaire. I'm close. I'm almost there. I'm halfway there. I'm thinking, well, I know how much the average house costs. I just paid mine off, And then after I did the video, it went even higher. Right. And so many people just didn't lick it because, I thought 25 is coming next and 35. White Dove said it's going to go into the thousands. Yeah, but she just doesn't know when. And it could take quite a while, because of this is an early system we're getting into with this crypto stuff. It could be years and years. So, they don't go straight up either. They come back down. And I think, not to shame anybody, it's just, you learned your lesson, right? Most of you listening right now, if that's you, you learned your lesson.
Jesus, Joe, I heard a lot of moaning.
Oh,
yeah.
What, you hurt? Are you hurt? Oh, yeah, take the knife out of my back, actually. My own knife.
But
it's a learning lesson.
You keep hearing people. I know somebody personally, and actually, I'm talking about you. They had $2 million worth, okay? And now they only have $25,000 in all of cryptos.
Yep.
That freaking saddens me to no end. Is everybody says, no, I need this thing for the future. Listen, the future never arrives.
You'll keep chasing it. You'll keep chasing it.
The future is right now, today. And if you could not have done something with that money, to change things, it's kind of like you. I talk about you a lot, Joe. I says, you don't realize how hard it was to rip that Theta out of your hands. And the only reason that it happened is you saw so many things occur with spirit that you went, this is virtually impossible. So you actually started seeing things that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to take that leap. And they said to you, what? You will have more than you've ever had if you would just take the leap and have the faith. And they stuck it in your back. When you start going up, you're going, oh, no. But after all the games have been over, what do you say right now? That was the greatest move you ever did.
Yeah.
And that call Michelle White Dove did was phenomenal. The two best calls I've ever seen is Michelle White Dove and Cliff. If we all listen to Cliff with that freaking Bitcoin, he was buying pizzas with it.
Yeah. 10,000 Bitcoin for a couple of pizzas. And they were shit fast food pizzas at that. They weren't even like your nice local New York slice store. It was freaking Domino's.
You just have to laugh. And I really believe that this XRP and this XLM is going to be another one. And now we're just having so many people coming forward on XRP that are very knowledgeable people. Dick Allgaier. Oh my God, you can get rich on this. Yeah, that's where we're all shooting. But then I say to everybody, are you going to do the same damn thing? Or you're going to take some percentages as you climb up? And there's no rule for each one of us, because each one of us is different with our families and what we need.
Yeah.
But don't pull, well, in the future, shit, you get out of your car and get hit by a fucking bus. Oh, how'd that work out for you? I'll find them at my bar on the other side.
Yeah, now your loved ones trying to figure out what the hell to do with this crypto stuff they know nothing about. Dad or mom had this thing, I don't know. I got to call someone for help, and hopefully you don't get scammed calling someone for help, you know.
Now, somebody sent me something today, and maybe you've already heard, Joe. But he sent me this information that Gary Gensler is stepping down.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. No one knows if it's true yet, but it's like, could be.
Well, that's why I say this is all, we're so on the freaking verge here that I want everybody to get their shit together and prepare. And I don't care if you sit there, you know what? I'm going to take 20,000 of this, or 30 or 50,000, and I'm just going to buy silver and some gold. Good for you. At least you're figuring out to do something. Please already have your shopping list set up. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when you become incredibly wealthy, then it comes back down. What goes up comes down. Okay, that you can wait it out and you're not stressed out. We're going to be dealing with enough bullshit out there. If you can lift the finances off of you or your children.
And that's huge. That's a huge burden to lift.
Let's say that again. It's huge.
It's huge.
Huge. It is. It is. And I mean, that's all I'm thinking about with mine. It's already planned for. It's for my children immediately. Immediately. You know, pay off their houses and give my youngest one a house. And here you go.
Yep.
You know, then I know I've done something really great for my children. And then the rest is to help people out, you know, and to give and be kind, right?
Yep,
be kind to as many people as you can.
That's right.
Absolutely. But it's all happening at the same time. Keep your eyes out for this next week coming up. Obviously, you've been hearing the rumors, and we got to be careful how we say it, but something may happen in the Ukraine, and then that last session you and I had with the bear will happen. All right, and right now, in my gut, I believe we have a 90% chance of it happening at that time, because these warmongers want this to happen. They're sick puppies, and it's all about controlling the financials and everything else. You know, and at the same time, us peons around the world are going to take the world back. You know what we're going to do, Joe? We're going to create a new world order, and they're not invited. What do you think, everybody?
It's a huge effing club, and they ain't in it.
Everybody but them. All right?
Sounds like a plan.
That's a damn plan right now. Absolutely. Only the good people and the ones with hearts. So we should be able to get rid of a lot of people that way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to call it unless you got anything else you want to say or, you know.
No, I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a little bit since we went on, and about a week ago, I was like, yeah, I don't know if we should go yet. Nothing really crazy in the world's.
Yeah.
But now that the writing's picking up and some things have happened, let's go do a video because I think we're getting close to some stuff.
Yeah, we are. We really are. And I think your audience, the people really do have their shit together. Okay. And you've all been in boot camp, and now we're here. All right. And it'll all happen at once. You'll wake up and there it is. And when that happens and everything changes, just take that deep breath and don't panic. Everything that you've been doing out there, you've been doing for these times. And now the key is to make it through these times and come out the backside, because it really will be wonderful on the other side of this. But for years, we've discussed that the tree of evil, all right, is going to get knocked down, but they have to expose all the roots. And my God, are the roots being exposed everywhere. Keep hope in your hearts out there. All right. There is a creator. All right. And have faith. Absolutely. It's all in the heart, my friend. It's all in the heart.
All right, everybody. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I do think I know. I was going to say, I wasn't sure if JC was going to simulcast to my channel like we usually do. I think this is a Rumble only.
Are you guys going to talk dirty?
Maybe. So, Beyond Mystic on Rumble is where we're going to be. So, on that note, my friend, thanks for coming on, and we will do this again when the time feels right.
That's exactly right. Hang in there. Much love to everybody.
See ya.